Alright guys and girls, I wanted to make a video on two things. One is removing studs, and the second is cleaning the gasket mating surface, I believe that's technically called. As you can see on here, I've got some material that's left, and I don't want to scrape it up, chew it up with a screwdriver or whatever. I have an easy way that I found that works great. So first and foremost, we've got the studs. You can skip ahead if you want, if you're not interested in this part, but I found a pretty easy way. I don't remember where I found the video, but it was kind of buried, so I figured I'd make another one to make it a little bit more accessible as far as the trick. You're going to want to start with a torch. I've got this benzomatic torch that I've got, and you're going to want to heat the bottom of the stud for about 10 seconds. Once you've got that nice and hot, get a penetrating oil. I've got PB Blaster, which I absolutely love and highly recommend, and just after you're pulling off the flame, when it's nice and hot, give it a nice good amount of oil in there to, I guess it's not an oil, it's just spray, to the heat just sucks it in. If you were to normally spray it on, it's full of grime and who knows what that's just been in there for years. The heat breaks that all up, loosens it, and allows this to just get sucked in, and it's way more efficient. Works a lot better. That being said, it's probably still going to be quite difficult to get them out. I would not recommend using locking pliers, because you'll just chew up your studs. And honestly, even if you're going to throw away the studs, the locking pliers still are kind of probably a bit of a headache. So there's a handy little method. If you just get two nuts that are sized according to the bolt here, the stud, and thread them both on. You can do this with 2 wrenches, but I prefer 1 wrench and one of these nice ratcheting wrenches. So the ratcheting wrench I'll put on this back bolt here, and the orientation I'm going to want to do it is in a loosening orientation, lefty-loosey. So I'm going to want to be essentially loosening the bolt, but when I'm loosening the bolt, it's being tightened up against this top one. Okay? As that happens, and you'll see how it works, the stud will be pulled out after you get enough pressure on it. Now this stud has already been removed, so it's not going to really, yeah, you can see the studs moving already, but this is just to illustrate. So as I'm tightening up this top bolt, right, I'm also essentially loosening the bottom bolt and getting them super tight against each other. Really, really tight. When I've got both of them tight, that's when I then turn counterclockwise to start loosening the stud. And eventually it'll break, and then you can just ratchet the stud out. Mine were like almost super tight, basically all the way until the very end. Okay? So it works really well. You get kind of in a groove, you can get them all out pretty fast. Once you're about to the end, I do this where I actually have to pull this off, and sometimes I have to tighten this top bolt a little bit more to get it in line to where that'll come off. Flip it, so I'm now trying to loosen this bolt, and as I'm putting pressure on one, so on my right hand I'm pulling up and to the right, on my left hand I'm pulling up and to the left, and I'm trying to break them, and that's what I got right there. And there, your bolts are off and your stud is out. It works great. Highly recommend it. As for the gasket mating surface cleanup, took me forever to figure out the best option here. I saw a lot of people recommending a lot of crap, to be honest, and ultimately found someone somewhere mentioned these 3M Rollock Bristle discs. I don't know if you can see the writing on there, ROLOC Bristle disc, and the color is grit, if you will, or the strength of the brush. So the white one is perfect for not etching the metal, not doing really much of anything to the metal, but obliterating this gasket material and getting it off. Now you can see that several weeks ago I did that on this side, and you can see there is no gasket material left. And then obviously there's gasket material right there. So it works super great. I highly recommend it. I think you can get them in all different sizes. I've got this, I don't know, is it 1.25 inches or whatever size, and it works great with this little Harbor Freight air gun that I got. Really the only limiting factor here is my compressor is not all that strong, so I'm not able to consistently just blast through. I have to give the compressor a break to catch up and build up some air pressure. So anyway, super easy. Hopefully you guys will find it easy as well. Figured I'd pass along those little tidbits that I've learned over the years of working on cars and motorcycles. And yeah, good luck on your project.